you need to do your own recon. You should come out here and maybe call the sheriff's department, see what they think before you buy anything in any neighborhood. And this is the cop that's in me, not literally, but I was one. Anyway, so, but you should call the local law enforcement. Let's say you see a neighborhood. Let's say, oh my God, I'd love to live in Bridgeport. I'd love to live in North Park or Northbridge or one of these different Valencia communities. Maybe it's Canyon Country. Maybe there's a community over there you really like. And you've kind of narrowed it down, right? So you want to call the sheriff's department and you want to talk to the deputy who answers the phone. Could be a volunteer, could be a real live deputy. You want to try to track down a real live deputy. You want to try to track down the deputy that works these areas. So there are particular deputies assigned to basic areas. Like LAPD, we had basic cars. The car, you had the P3 or the leader kind of on the car. Below a supervisor or a sergeant, they had people they train or partners they work with, and they kind of, take care of a particular area. That's kind of who you want to hook up with if you can. And beyond that, you can usually talk to the watch deputy or the lead deputy that happens to be on the shift. And, don't do it Friday night at 8 p.m. That's probably going to be a little busy. But, Monday, midday, say, listen, I'm interested in buying this area, thinking about buying here in Santa Clarita. Can you tell me a little bit about it from a crime perspective? Is there anything going on, anything I should be aware of? I remember David. David lived in a house in Burbank I bought back in, my gosh, 1993. David lived down the street. Didn't know David, but David liked to wear welding gloves and walk the neighborhood. He would go to 7-Eleven. He would get a double super big gulp, I think, in a cup. That's what the welding gloves were for. So David had a lot of problems that went beyond wearing welding gloves to carry a super large Coke. A Diet Dr. Pepper, I think, is what David told me that one time he was yelling at me. So again, that's David. If I would have called Burbank PD and said, hey, I'm moving on this address on Magnolia, can you tell me a little bit about the neighborhood? I'm sure without a doubt they would have said, well, David lives down the street and he's kind of harmless, but, he'll stand outside your window and scream for a couple hours every once in a while when he thinks that you're bothering him. And it could be at 2:00 in the morning, 3:00. Well, what are you going to do about David? If I would have made the call, I would have known about David. So you should make the call as well to see if there's a David living around you. And also they'll give you other stuff.